Okay, we have just watched the video about Vincent van Gogh, and now we're going to create this oil pastel sunflower vase that he is so famous for doing. So here's the materials you'll need to collect at your table. You will need to collect a blue piece of paper. You will need to collect probably a pencil and a white basket of oil pastels that we have here in the art room. And then the first thing you need to do on your iPad is draw the vase that you want. Remember that iPad is now our sketch pad instead of having a book like I did when I was a kid. You can sketch on your iPad all you want and erase, erase, erase. It makes it so much easier. So when you transfer it to your big piece of paper, you'll have it perfectly practiced and you won't have any mistakes. I'm just going to go ahead and pretend I did that on my iPad because I'm using my iPad to video. And I am going to draw out my vase on my piece of paper. Remember, when you're sketching, lighter is better. The lighter you go, the less eraser marks you will have. So I am drawing out my vase on my paper. Remember, the bottom two lines and the top line, they are curved. That way it'll give the sense that your vase is three-dimensional, not a flat square. It will look like a three-dimensional vase. You can make any style vase that you want. And then you will need your pastels. Now before I do that, I'm going to go down to this bottom and I'm going to pretend and draw me, look like a puddle. I'm going to call it a puddle. It's actually our shadow line because our sun source is going to be from up here at the top. And so we have a little shadow underneath our vase. And if you look underneath your feet when you're standing in my room, our sun source is straight up ahead of you by the ceiling tile, the ceiling lights. And if we look down underneath your feet, you will see a little shadow underneath your feet. And that's because our light source is from the top. But our light source, I'm going to pretend, is from the side. So I'm creating this shadow. Then you're going to take whatever color vase you want, and you are going to outline. I just like to outline it in blue just to have it already there. Outline it in blue. And then I'm going to draw my puddle, my shadow. And I'll probably just color that in with blue. Now the thing you'll be noticing with these pastels, if you get these ones that are called portfolio, they go on like butter, butter, butter because they are really expensive. If you get the Crayola version, this kind here, they are not so expensive. They're medium value. That's what most art teachers can swing in the classroom. But if you try these portfolio ones in our bucket, oh, they are like butter. They go on like a painting. They just are so smooth. And you can color that in. Then you'll need to find a brown. Now, if you don't find the colors you want in your white basket here, over back underneath the clock, underneath the gray card, I have the separated pastels for you. So here we're going to do at the top, I'm going to make some big brown spots. Some big brown, kind of sunflower spots. You know how nice big sunflowers have those big spots. And you're going to make 4, 5, 6 of them, whatever you want. Depends on how big you make those spots. I'll make 4, 5, 6 of them all around up there. The bigger you make them, this is a medium value and it feels more waxy than oily. The better the oil pastel, the more oil it has in it. It goes on like butter. This one's more waxy, so it's harder to push. So I've got my spots on there. Then you're going to find some yellows and some oranges on your pastels. And you are going to create your sunflowers with yellows and oranges and maybe a little straight up yellow. There's a yellow, yellow, yellow. And oranges, there's different values of oranges you can find. That was a bright orange. Let me see if I can find a regular orange. Here's a regular orange. And so all I'm going to do is take my pastels and I'm just going to go around and around, around and around and around and around, and they're going to actually touch each other. So your spots could actually touch each other just by these radial lines that I push outwards to make the vision of my flowers. So I'm spreading them out really good. They're actually kind of touching each other and overlapping, and that's a good thing when they touch and overlap. And if you pick those pastels, ooh, it goes on so fast. And then I'm going to add a different version of yellow. This one's kind of an orangey yellow. And then I could do some orange in there. And maybe a little red orange in there. And then when you get those all done, if you have any little space where you can imply that the flower needs a little stick, you can add the little stick with green. So I can imply that the stick is going into the vase. And then the rest of the time is yours. You can decorate this vase any you want. Maybe you want to put stripes on it. Maybe you want to do all kinds of things. It's whatever you would like to do. Are you ready? Set, go.